So hi guys, welcome to another episode of FMS Capital. So this week currently I've not been trading much, especially because there was no news on USD. So I always like to tend to look at favorable days. So favorable days for me are when, for the pairs that I'm trading, when there is a news on USD, that could be a favorable day to trade. So as you can see, Monday, Tuesday were not favorable for me. So I always avoid these days for the most part. Wednesday, still it wasn't favorable. Even though we had a USD news, USD news was about a bit late. This was around lunchtime New York. So Thursday today, I see it could be a favorable day, and most probably Friday will be a favorable day. So you're not supposed to be shocked if you look at DXY, what has been doing for the most part, and for the most part of all this month. As you can see, it's been dropping really hard, really hard. And if you've been understanding about fundamentals, you'll be understanding that if inflation is going down, there's a most probability that the Fed could be cutting rates. And so this impacts the dollar to be weak. So that's probably now what you have been seeing all this time, trying to sell the whole of this month. Nevertheless, I just want to do today some daily probabilities that I'm looking at. And especially because now we are ending towards the end of the month, and there's a lot of selling that has been done. So today, I think I'm anticipating probably some weakness, some dollar gains, especially now that FOMC minutes was out yesterday. So people could be now plotting to see and trying to interpret what probably the Fed will do this coming September. So anyway, I want just to do a disclaimer. This is for those advanced in ICT. So if you're not advanced in ICT, you can go probably look at his YouTube channel and learn 1, 2, or 3 things. And with time, you're going to join the league. So currently, I'm looking at DXY. So DXY, my system is always just systematical, very simple. I always look at the current market pricing. So above me, I could mark the PDRA, and below me, I could mark a PDRA. And I always just look at those two levels, especially just when I'm day trading. The rest of like looking at the draw and all that is important, but also that also stems to you understanding fundamentals, which will make it easier for you. So currently below me, I could be using this weekly. This is a weekly one, rejection. So Michael has always explained that you can use the 50% encroachment as an area whereby there could be reaction to it. So below me, I have this, and probably above me, if I was looking at a weekly one, I have it marked, could be this CB right here, or even sometimes probably this breaker, because we broke this low right here. So currently, if you drop now to our daily, very simple. Above me, I have this CB that I've marked. And below me, I think I could still use this encroachment area right here. So if you drop now to a 1 hour, because 1 hour is where I'm looking a lot of power 3 and all that. So today I'm looking at it to probably have some gains on dollar and could probably have stemmed from probably could now start to rise, and probably now the draw could be here on this daily CB. Because now I'm thinking probably if someone was trading DXY, or which I do not, I just use it as an indicator to look for strength. There's always still a possibility back to my PO3 and still continue the upside. But now we'll go to the currencies. So you can see, especially what I'm looking at on GU and EU. For the most part, I also trade USD CAD and Euro GBP sometimes. But for the most part, let's go to EU. So we'll start with the weekly time frame. So using our weekly time frame, you can see already we have seeked this buy side right here. So with this buy side seeked here, and this is a weekly one. So another opportunity is that below me, I could probably use this CB, which I haven't marked, sorry, BC, right here on a weekly basis. But if you go to the daily, I could still use this weekly buy side right here. And also on below current market price, I could be using this BC right here. So if you go now to our power 3, what I'm looking at probably is on the 1 hour time frame. Sorry, if you go to our 1 hour time frame and the lower time frames, and now a combination of power 3. I like using my power 3 on the open of the day. However, Michael states that you can use the midnight open. That is what he has stated. But it's time if you try to backtest, probably you'll see and probably prefer what I'm using. So anyway, so using my PO3. So what I'm thinking is probably after the news that came out on Euro, this could have sealed the deal and probably could be having some weakness. And probably towards either 50% of this encroachment or there, or probably even seek all this maybe in a 2-day trend probability. Another probability is probably we get some holding before any continuation of sales to the downside. So remember, this is just short term. So these are just short-term trades, the trading setups. But remember, long-term, I still think we are going up. But now that will depend with what now the FOMC will be. And as there's other leading indicators, newses progress. So if we drop to GU, let's look at GU. GU, what I'm thinking is probably, let's first go to our weekly one. You see, now if you notice weekly, on the weekly area, there's this long-term high, whereby in EU, we've already seeked it in EU, but now on GU, we still haven't seeked it right here. So sometimes you always could look at this as an SMT in a long view, whereby probably this doesn't seek this high and just continues to retrace. But nevertheless, let's go to daily. So on daily still, below me I have this BC that I've marked right here. So if you drop down to our 1 hour, so what I'm thinking of today is probably a sell. And now me using my PO3. Remember, you have seeked yesterday's high, which is still a H4 buy side. But for the most part, I always like using PDRs that are on daily, H12 and H8. If I drop down to H4, probably I'll use it when it's nested inside one of those higher time frame PDRs. That's when I can consider it. So for the most part, what I'm thinking is, because now GBP news is over, so what we are left with is USD news. One is at 3:30 our time and 5 p.m. our time. So what I'm thinking is probably, for the most part, today's day trading setup, we could just sell, and probably first target could be back to the PO3, my PO3, I'll probably seek this sell side. Another possibility is always that come New York yield zone, probably we might still extend a little bit high, and probably now the good move comes as the end of day closes. Nevertheless, this is what I'm looking at for today. And you can see how terribly it has been for those people who probably were trying to sell this on a condition whereby there was no news for the last 3 days on USD. Up to until today, which is probably a favorable day to trade. So which other pair could I take and take a look at? So maybe let's go to probably Euro GBP. So if you go to Euro GBP on daily, sorry, on weekly. Okay, weekly we have a big BC right here, a big one. But you can go to daily and refine it a little bit. So there's this BC that I have here on the daily. Above me, you have this CB on the daily. But still, for those who like to add more PDRs, there's also this order block, which you can use. So now if you drop down to a 1 hour and looking at PO3, what I'm looking at for today is probably buys on it. So if you mark our PO3, because I'm using the days open. So if you mark our PO3, what I'm looking at probably, this could be a very good day to trade Euro GBP. Especially now the news is over on, the news on GBP is over. So the only thing is now New York yield zone probably will complement it, or probably starting right now. If you get now probably a good rejection on M30, probably M20, and maybe H1, we could get a very good back, a very good one all the way back to here, back to the PO3. So anyway, let's see what the markets will do.